Hey y'all, I'm excited. We're here at the Marriott. This is where it's all going down. Y'all better be getting your tickets. This place is too beautiful and you're just not gonna be able to miss it. I'm telling you, it's gonna be power.
Here and anywhere there's in between the doors.
Come on, if you need healing, if you need deliverance, if you just need to be refreshed, you got to come join us right here. It's going down, y'all. January 23rd.
Loved him. That's the first woman that loved him. And if that woman never showed him no love, he's gonna be looking for love in all the wrong places and taking that anger out on those women that he's trying to love.
Wow.
Because he's trying to find the love from his mother that he never got. So what she's talking about is the reason why I feel like especially Black men need to go and get some counseling.
Yes.
Wow.
Because a lot of us are traumatized.
Yes.
We either grew up without mothers, we either grew up without fathers, we grew up without them both, and then we in the streets. And then we turn that anger on everything and everybody around us.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Love, Lust, or Lies. I just love this stuff, y'all. I think I'm just all into it now. So y'all just done messed up. Y'all done let me get into it. All right. Welcome back to Love, Lust, or Lies. We are so excited to be back for another powerful conversation on the narcissist demon. We got to talk about this. Y'all already know who I am. I'm the loud mouth crazy co-host that gets on some of y'all nerves. I mean the host, not the co-host. I'm gonna be the host, the co-host today, so I'll be calm. I'm gonna be we gonna swap. I'm gonna be the co-host.
And quite possible. Quite possible given the topic.
But yes, because she gets stirred up when you talk about these relationships. Our beautiful co-host.
I'm Dr. Delicia.
And
Our host is confused.
I'm Dr. Dana. I'm just so ready to get into it today. Thank y'all for being with us for another episode of Love, Lust, or Lies. Today, we have our very first male who is coming to share his experience about being married to a narcissist female, formerly married. He had to get out of there. We're going to test him. We're going to talk to him. We're going to hear his story. We're going to prove him. We're going to poke at him a little bit and see if he's telling the truth. All of that. He don't know what he in for. Nah, we're going to love on him a little bit. Also with us today is a beautiful young lady who experienced not one, but two relationships with a narcissist. I mean, this thing is just crazy. They are here and they're going to tell it all so that hopefully somebody's eyes can be open and not walk in the traps, tricks, and mistakes that they experienced. Here with us today is the beautiful Miya and Rick. Miya and Rick, welcome,
guys.
How are y'all today?
Thank you. I'm well. I'm fantastic. No complaints in my life. Life is beautiful, isn't it?
Yes, and you are so beautiful. Thank you for being with us. Mr. Rick, how are you?
I'm good. I'm just blessed to be alive, blessed to be here, tell my story. So touch on some things that need to be talked about when it comes to a male aspect to a female aspect. So let's talk about it.
Hey, see, wait, it's
Let's
no
talk
more
about
talking.
it.
No more
get
talking. Rick, you reached out to us. I'm going to start with you. You reached out to us because you saw some of the videos on the narcissist demon. You saw Mr. Miya, the chosen one. And as you were listening to some of those, that the information being shared, it was checking all the boxes of your ex-wife. Tell us why you reached out, and then just talk to us just for a few minutes about why you thought it important to come on this podcast.
Well, first off, I've been trying to figure out what I've been going through with the emotions because I haven't seen my kids in about almost 2 years. So I was just trying to figure out narcissism, empath, stuff like that. And I happened to come across your video, and Mir has said that narcissists prey on the weak. And then I started looking at my situation, looking at my ex's situation, and we kind of met at bad times in each other's life. So we kind of fed off of each other, but she was older than I was. She had 5 years on me. She had been out in the world, and she kind of scooped me up when I was a baby, pretty much. I was just coming out of the nest, and it kind of got rough after that, but it didn't start out like that.
Wow. You said a mouthful. You were young, you were weak, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. But you met your wife when you were 19. She was 25. Y'all hooked up. Things escalated quickly into, evolved rather quickly. And then both of y'all found yourselves in a toxic relationship. We're going to pause there. Miya, tell us why you reached out to us.
And so I just have to shout out Mir because that's how I found both of you guys. Shout out to you ladies as well because I saw Mir on you guys' podcast, but other places as well. And my main reason outside of, finding you guys is it just lit a light in me to share my story. I unfortunately didn't know about narcissists before being with a narcissist. And so once they called me one, I'm like, okay, well, let me look into this, a little bit more, especially after we got out of the relationship. But Mir, as we know, he breaks it down like a Christmas tree. And I'm like, okay, this man knows his stuff. So that just gave me all the answers I needed and solidified what I was going through. So I'm like, okay, well, now that I know, then I can speak on it, like truly. So my main purpose is to hopefully save a life, really put it out there that whatever you hear, whatever you feel, that whatever's telling you to get away or stop doing it, it's your soul speaking to you. It's your spirit, and you need to listen.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to go to Rick. Mr. Rick, you said something that I think both you and Miya can speak to. You said narcissists prey on the weak. Both of you all come from backgrounds that would make you vulnerable. Rick, I want you to just tell us a little bit about your background and how that sets you up to be taken advantage of.
Well, it started long before I came into the world, but it happened, I would say my mother came from a very racist background. Ku Klux Klan members, KKK, stuff like that. And I was the first of my kind in her family. So I didn't get the proper love that I should have got from a mother who claimed to love me but showed me different by her actions. Jump forward, I became a ward of the state because of some stuff that she decided to do. And I ended up in the foster care system and then out of the system all the way up until I was 18. So at the time that I met my ex-wife, I would say that I was looking for like a mother, but I thought I was looking for a woman. I wanted a relationship, but I didn't know that I was craving a mother's love. That's what I was looking for. And it was easy to be swept away, or as you would say, swept off your feet by a woman who has those good qualities and showing it to you. And then as you start to get into the relationship, you start to see that it starts to revert back to what you started to live as a child as well.
Let me say, so Rick, you said that your mom, were you the first black child in your family?
Yes,
On your
ma'am.
mom's side?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. And you're biracial, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Dad's black, your mom's white. And on your mom's side, you said it's more like racism, and they have even members of the Ku Klux Klan on your mom's side.
As far as what my mother told me, I mean, as deep as it goes, my grandfather was a Grand Dragon in the Ku Klux Klan Tennessee chapter.
Grandfather?
His grandfather.
My grandfather, yes.
So her dad.
Her dad.
Heard that. Yeah.
Woo-wee.
Deep.
Yeah, there
And
was tattoos and stuff that he said he couldn't show me because they were that bad.
Ooh.
Ooh. And you felt it because you refer to your mom as a narcissist woman, a narcissist mother, narcissist female. And you said that there were times when she would target you, and when she's upset and angry, she would demean you. And tell us what words she would use towards you.
When my mom got mad at me or she was having a bad day, it was on a quite frequently occasion she was always mad, so I was always trying to keep her happy. But when she would get mad beyond the point where no one could keep her happy and she was in her feelings, she would drop the N-bomb on me quite a few times. I've been called that my whole life by my mother.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's sad. That's heartbreaking.
I love her. She didn't. She say she didn't know, but my transformation has made her see, and hopefully that she can forgive herself, take accountability, and accept what she did.
Wow. And thank you for sharing that, Richard. And
Yes,
our
ma'am.
hearts go out to you. And as you say that, you can feel it, how that would make you. You didn't get love from your mama, and so it
I was
sets
looking
you.
for love.
Yes.
I was looking for it everywhere else except how to love
Yes.
myself. Really, ultimately, what she ultimately ended up telling me was that she taught me to hate myself because she hated my dad. So
Wow.
And Maya, your story, your background is not specifically that, but you didn't have your dad in your life. Talk to us a little bit about your situation and circumstances.
So I did have my dad in my life, but I didn't. So when I was born, he was there. He was, from what I was told, me and him were bonded from the womb. Um, he ended up going to jail, made a silly decision, and my next remembrance of him, or I really guess my first remembrance of him, is going to visit him in the penitentiary. Um, I had a lot of emotions, like thinking like, well, why are you in here? What did you do? Things like that. And when he did get out, I was ecstatic, but then I just was not, because he was abusive, but he was a fantastic father in the sense of like my hair, my skin, my socks, my clothes, my education. He did not play about, like I had to be up to par to the teens at all times. He didn't play about that, but he was abusive. He was just very stern for no reason. And even as a young girl, I was very smart, so I knew like, okay, this doesn't have anything to do with me. Like his anger, like I don't. I'm a great kid, like I know not to be bad because I'm gonna get spanked and I don't want to get spanked. So I knew, how to move. And so yeah, just him being abusive towards me, definitely changed like how I look at people, period. It made me very cautious of the way I move. But however, once I grew up, I didn't really, we bumped heads a lot, you know, because again, he was very stern. He was sexist. I love my daddy. So, daddy, if you watch this, I know he will, but I love my daddy. We have a fantastic relationship. But he is very sexist. He's very sexist. So he would say like things to me when I was younger, and I have to kind of check him, like, Daddy, that's not. You are talking to your daughter. Like, I'm gonna need you to bring it
Give us
down.
an example.
Ooh, how can I? Okay, perfect example. So I have a brother, and he'll say, or just in general, he'll talk about men and younger men or what have you. He'll be like, "Yeah, this one fella is a virgin, and he be wanting that stanky twat, daddy." First off, that's very like, that's just trying to, are you trying to say all girls stink? Because that's not the case, you know? He's like, well, what do you want me to say, flower? Yeah, that's cool. Let's say flower. Don't say thank you, twat. Like, or, oh, he'll say thank you, tuna fish. That he wanted to taste thank you, tuna fish. And it's like, there's so many other analogies you could give than that, you know? It's derogatory. And so that's one of the examples. But the older ones, I don't know. I guess I pushed
Yeah.
that stuff out of my head. So
Yes.
that's the most recent one I could give. And so once I started to get older, I for sure was looking for love. Like I liked older me. I didn't want to talk to me in my age. I didn't want to talk to me younger than me. I wanted somebody more established that was older than me. And little did I know, I was looking for a father figure, somebody that wasn't so stern, was somebody who wasn't going to abuse me. But unfortunately, at some point, I fell into someone who was abusive. And I guess I thought of him as the same way I thought of my dad, which is that I know it's not me, and maybe I can help him, fix himself. As opposed to with my dad, I never thought I could fix my dad. I just would get away. But yeah, so that
Wow.
was the situation.
You see the commonalities in both of their stories that it was something that they were lacking from that parent, and they sought it in a dating relationship. Rick, you found yourself married to this woman at 19 years old. Tell us how it started and when it started to go left.
Well, we didn't get married till I was about 23.
Okay.
We had our first son. Now, everything was all right. She kind of gave me an ultimatum around the time Jalen was about 2. Said that either we're going to get married or we're not. So um, I decided, even though I had cold feet and I wasn't ready, I mean, I didn't even know how to be a man at that point. That's a whole nother story. But I said, all right, I jumped in. Let's do it. And everything was all right at first. And then something that happened with our second child a couple years later with my daughter Jasmine, and one of the maids that we had hired we couldn't prove anything, but we had suspicions that something had happened. So we had made the agreement that one of us would stay home and one of us would go to work. So I let my woman step out in front of me because she was already established, and I wanted to kind of raise my kids anyway. I wanted to be a dad, so I didn't have no problem with it. At the time, we had the plan together. We agreed. It was after she got her first degree. When she got that first degree, she was flying high and nobody could tell her anything. I was about 7 years, 8 years after we had been together. They say once you make it past that 7 year mark, it's supposed to get better, but it actually started to go down, and we had a lot more problems than better days.
Would you say that she lost respect for you because she was working and got going to school, and then you were staying at home with the kids? What changed with her? Was it how she saw you, or did she just have some of those traits all along?
It's kind of hard to say because I've actually been thinking about that. I've been really trying to go back and see where things switched up at. And for the most part, it was a 50-50. It wasn't really that I wasn't working. I could make money on the side. I mean, I know how to make money. I'm not stupid. But it wasn't the kind of money that she wanted. And I believe it was going to school, the times that we're in, women empowering, how can I say it, the feminist movement. And, independent women being strong, especially a strong Black woman, like
Yes.
that was really big back in the early 2000s,
Yes.
teens.
Yes.
So coming out of that, after she got her degree, we were in a transitioning point where we were trying to start businesses and stuff with her degree. But when you are focused on making money for somebody else instead of making money for yourself and your community, that becomes a problem because you got your degree focused on one area when we trying to build something greater than that. We trying to build generational wealth, family wealth. I have friends that had acres of land that wanted to put her in charge of it. His mom was willing to put her in charge of her whole estate. All she had to do was just take her education and put it towards that. And she got offended along the way because my friends was like, okay, you got a degree, so what you gonna do next? And after that, it kind of really went downhill, and she just stepped back from everything. She stepped back from the business plans that we had made. She stepped back from our friends. She stepped back from everything and started just really focusing and homing in on herself and pulling away from the relationship. And that's where I started to take a hit because I was taking all of the emotional stress from trying to hold it together on top of trying to build myself up.
So I just have a question, and I'll check in with Dr. Alicia and Maya and Maya too to see if she hears anything. So I guess we don't have her here. So I would want to know from your thoughts and perspective, did she feel like her needs were getting met? Did that play a part in her checking out, or was it just she was all about me, or was it that, look, I'm pulling a lot of the weight and I'm getting tired?
There was a lot of that. I won't deny that there was a lot of that stuff going on. But at the same time, I was a stay-at-home dad. So I'm raising our children. I'm keeping the house clean. I'm feeding them. I'm trying to make sure that everything is in order. Now, I'm not perfect. Nobody is perfect. So I'm not saying that I was just this genie on the spot and I was this perfect man. That is totally far from what I'm saying. What I'm saying was I was doing what I could do as a man and as her husband and as a father and as a provider. If my therapist says that you have a man that most women dream of to raise their children and save you $600 a month or a week in daycare, why are you complaining when he's still here? He's still loving you. He's still taking care of your kids. And
But I wonder if, because I know that, and Maya, y'all could chime in. I'll let Maya chime in. Yeah. But I wonder if because some women with gender roles, and I've had this conversation, I wonder if in her mind, if she was like, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. The man is supposed to be out there working, or, I wonder if that's how she felt. And I see you shaking. Okay.
I'm not gonna deny that because there was a lot of that. Okay. But when I let my woman take the lead, it was either me or her. And she said she wanted to do it. She said she could do it. After 4 years, she was supposed to give that role up.
Okay.
And let me go and get myself together and grab a trade or something. Something easy to constantly make money. She wanted to go for another degree. So another 4 years on top of the first 4 years, that's 8 years.
Oh, and
so
go
Go ahead.
Sorry. So did the conversations, I think that's where, a lot of the gaps may occur. That's what I was gonna ask about. What was the conversation like? So was it constant like, okay, babe, I'm doing this. Okay, you're coming up on your 4-year, you're graduating. Kudos to you. What did that conversation sound like when you were saying, okay, now it was supposed to be your turn to go and, level up, so to speak. But then she decided, no, I'm going to go and get mine. Like, what was that conversation like?
Well, to be honest
From your
with you,
perspective?
we never really had
No
that conversation.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where she got her degree and she was like, you know what? If I can go get this next step, I can make more money. So I was like, I was kind of hesitant, but in the same sense, okay, you know what you're talking
That
about.
makes
You
sense.
making money. You
Okay.
say you can handle it. So, all right, babe, I got you. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to continue to raise our kids.
So the kids at this point was not old enough to go to school or to be in daycare. I mean, they was in daycare. They wasn't old enough to go to school.
Well, my oldest was in school. My two oldest were in school, and my youngest, she was in diapers. She was about 2 or 3 when we were towards the last bit of it.
Okay, gotcha. I want Maya to chime in before we skip over to Maya. Maya, in your 20s, I guess. How old are you, Maya?
I'm in my 30s.
You're in your 30s now. So think back to when you were in your 20s. If you were in a relationship like what Rick is describing, and you're in school and you're dating a guy and, he's helping out, y'all agree, like, hey, we need to help out. What would be your thoughts as Rick describes? You coming to the point, his wife came to the point of graduating. She gets ready to graduate and now she's ready to keep going on. And he's saying, as the man of the house, okay, now it's my time to get out the house. But she's saying, no, I want to keep getting my education. Who would you feel like is at fault? Because she eventually started blaming him for what he wasn't doing. So I guess what would be your thoughts on that?
So from what I hear, I don't think either is really at fault. Because my question was going to be what she asked, which is, how was the conversation? Like, how did the conversations go? Because I'm big on planning and planners and journaling. So if there's nothing wrote down, or especially a discussion minimum, there's nothing that's going to happen. I think they just weren't equally yoked. I mean, here in the background, I don't know hers, but she sounds like she was an ambitious woman. If she was a black woman, then we're very independent. We can't be. Everybody's different.
Driven.
Excuse me. But independent, I know I'm ambitious. But to answer your other question, I think everybody's different again.
Yes.
I can say that I am a feminist, but also I'm very much into the gender roles. So, baby, yeah, go ahead and go out there and go get your job. I'm gonna try to find me something at home so I can stay with the baby. Hopefully I can find something at home. The baby, yep, you go out, got 2 incomes, mama at home with the baby. We're good. But yeah, it just sounds like they didn't have communication, but also not to point fingers, but she was old. So I would hope that she had more wisdom and more experience in life to know that I do have a younger man. So, he's allowing me to take the lead, like he said. He allowed her to take the lead, which is fine. But you can't be mad at him because you took the lead and now you're mad at the lead that you had.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good thought.
Because you created that scenario. You created that.
Yes. So I guess that's a good question for you, Rick, and then we're going to get to you, Maya. Was she the kind of woman that wanted to be in control and wanted to take charge? Like, would she have, if you would have told her, Rick, and say, no, baby, I'm going to go and work. I'm the man. Let me go on ahead and start working on something. Maybe you go to school at night, but after I get home from that, would she have fought you on that?
Oh, yeah. Most definitely. She wasn't about to give up her drive because
gotcha.
she would have to submit to what I needed her to do.
Ooh.
And with me not understanding what submission was when it comes to a relationship,
Ooh.
she took hold of that and she ran with it.
Oh. Woo! I gotta pull back because I'm feeling the loud one. Woo! They be getting on me. Oh, that's a good point. Wow. She took advantage of your lack of knowledge about roles and your lack of strength to be a man and make
Sort
that
of
decision.
immaturity.
Yes.
Your immaturity, your lack of
Yes.
knowledge. You didn't have. It seems like you're from your upbringing, like your what you saw in the family role was you just did not have the knowledge, and so it's almost like that's what she wanted, and so she just went with it because he ain't gonna fight me on it because
There it is.
Ooh. I have one more question. I keep saying we're going to get to you, Maya. What did she want? What did a 25-year-old woman want in a 19-year-old man? She knew you was young and where you was. What did she want? Was it the physical attraction? What, did you have a little money? What did she want in dating you?
Well, first off, the key word in there was 19-year-old man. I wasn't a man at the time. I was a boy.
Oh. What
So,
did she want in a
in
boy?
a boy, especially what did she want in a boy?
Yeah.
Somebody that she could mold into who she wanted.
She
wanted to be
a
able
boy.
she wanted to mold me into the man she wanted me to be.
Ooh.
You hit the nail on the head, sir.
And then when I decided, I was like, okay, all right, yep, this it. This the woman that I want. She sunk her claws in.
Oh.
Wow.
And then, after a while of going through my mind and having a bunch of mental issues that I had to figure out and deal with from my childhood, I started to realize that I needed more help because it wasn't just about her. It was about what happened to me as a child.
Oh,
You had to deal with your childhood traumas in order to be able to move forward and become the man that you are. You feel it. I know at some point you started to feel like this is not what I'm not feeling this. You're like, I should be doing more. But you're in this relationship with this strong, powerful, independent Black woman. And it's like, what do I do?
and I think this is
What do I
a
do?
perfect example. This is a perfect example of people oftentimes are looking to date. Everybody like companionship, but sometimes people are not ready for a relationship. Like
And he said that.
people are broken. People are needing to be healed. You were just coming out of aging out of the foster care system. I mean, experiencing life on your own. You talk about the relationship with your dad. We hadn't even gotten into that. But you really wasn't ready for that.
And he said that. He said she gave him an ultimatum, marry me or whatever.
You're going to lose your family.
Yeah. So, all of that, all of the things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maya, this is good. I hope y'all enjoying this, learning something from it. Maya, I'm going to skip to the second relationship with the narcissist that you found yourself in, because this guy, the second one, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because sometimes all the wires cross, but did he have a traumatic past?
So what's funny is, number one, you may have been the first guy that I guess I was dealing with as a narcissist, but I don't know if I can consider him as a narcissist.
Okay.
But for sure, the leprechaun that you're referring
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
he definitely, yes, had an actual very familiar past to Rick. He was in foster care.
Yes.
Yeah, he was in foster care. His mother was a drug addict, and she ended up having 3 children. He was the oldest. Everybody just kept trying to save his mom and stuff. I think he was born in jail. She gave birth to him in jail. So he already had a lot against him from the beginning, poor thing. But yep, he was in the foster care system. His grandmother got him out, him and his other siblings, but they went through a lot of turmoil between that whole thing.
Yes, and that's so. And I say that they had similar backgrounds. Rick sounds like he had a genuine heart, and that he wasn't intended on bringing harm to his wife and to the girl that he was dating. Your guy, Maya, on the other hand, his traumatic past had him as an animal. Tell us about how you met him, how you got with him, and how he turned about face on you.
So I wouldn't even say he turned about face on me, to be honest. I would say that I saw the monster. What was she saying?
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. No, I don't want to interrupt. Go ahead.
Oh no, because I was gonna say you can go ahead.
I want to hear what you have to say.
Go ahead.
I was yes.
No, yeah, and I would just say that because I have to take responsibility for what I saw. I saw the red flags. They were in my face.
That's what I was saying. She ignored the red flags. That's what I was saying. I didn't want to steal your thunder. I knew that's what you're going to say. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. But yes, you're right. I did ignore the red. And everybody who's watching this, because I know it's going to come across thousands of people, y'all don't ignore the red flag, because the red flag can become a totaled car. It can become CPS cases. It can become thousands of dollars out of your pocket because you got to fight a lawyer. Broken jewelry that your grandmother bought you. I mean, I can go on and on and on. Don't ignore the red flags, please.
And so tell us, you met him. Y'all worked together, right? And then together. Tell us when you saw the red flags. Come on. Yeah.
Okay, so we worked together, and the only reason, this is another lesson, ladies, fellas, just because you see somebody that you want, you could get them, whatever, because you cute or what, it does not mean that's what you need. And he honestly just reminded me of an ex that I love so much. He was from Louisiana, and just crazy. I guess I was just looking for certain things that again I just didn't need. And he was like the ex, but prior to him from Louisiana, he was like a dope boy, Chevy car, old 26s, all of that, but never even took your girl out the freaking Chipotle. I mean, honest, so not even that, so anywho, and not until years later he did, but nonetheless, that's the only reason I wanted to talk to the leprechaun, is because he reminded me of my ex from Louisiana. And we were talking, so I saw the good in him because I felt like he did want to be a good person. He always tell me how he taking care of his little sister and brother, and how he had to pick them up on time, how he got food for them because they didn't eat that night, things like that. So I thought that was really sweet, Well, we lost contact with each other. And then at some point we obviously reconnected. I think I found him on Facebook. And so we started to talk from there, and I had pity on him. If I'm being honest, I had pity on him. That's another thing. Just because you see somebody in a mental situation, so I was trying to rescue and feed my love that I had to give to myself to somebody else. I shouldn't have done that. Wow. Lesson learned. So he was just giving me his story or what have you, what he was in. It was a bad situation, and he basically wasn't going to have a place to go. So I was like, well, you can move in with me. And at the time, I was like climbing the corporate ladder of where I was, multi-million-dollar company. And where the red flags came into play is like little stuff. So it was around the holiday time. He was like, are you coming over to my mom's house for Thanksgiving? And I'm like, no. And out of anger, I think he either punched my windshield I think he threw his phone at the windshield while we were in the car. And it shattered my windshield. But I thought it was like cute at the time. Silly me, right? I was like, oh, he really wants me to come home. That's cute. He's showing his passion, right? Again, silly. But that's what I thought. Another red flag was that he would just get angry out of for nothing, like nothing. He threw my eyeglasses because I can't really see at night. He threw them out the window. We weren't driving or anything, thank goodness, but he threw them, and it would just be little stuff. Just even him being upset because I'm like, he'd be like, "Yeah, I need like $10,000 in my bank account." I'm like, "Don't you got 2,000?" "Yeah, but I need more. You know, I need to sell this and all this other stuff." And I'm like, "Be grateful. Like you have 2,000. It's okay. Like we're good. We're good. Bills are paid. We got food. Like everything's fine." He would just be negative Nancy all the time. And I think I told you, Dr. Dana, that silly me. When I saw him, I literally saw his darkness. I did. I saw that he had a cloud over his head that was raining on him times. That's what I thought. I saw that. I explained it to him. I told my dad, my mom, and they're both like, "So you think that's somebody you need in your life?" And I'm like, "I'm sunshine." Just like what Miya says, right? Narcissists look for the light in you so they can take it.
Yes.
He had darkness. He saw my light. I saw his darkness. And instead of me steering clear, I guess I thought I was just going to be the sunshine to brighten up his life and dissipate the cloud and the rain. That's not what happened. So, not too long after us reconnecting, I ended up pregnant for the
about
first
to
time ever
ask.
in life. I know.
I was just about to ask. I was about to ask, had y'all been intimate, or at what phase did y'all become intimate? Because I am a huge proponent that sex just, I call them Google Gaga glasses. You see but you don't see, and you just, that's just a fact, and it just happens. But go ahead, and so yes, y'all have been intimate and you became pregnant. Keep going.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
sorry.
so the red flags that I saw was before we were intimate. It was before we were intimate. And again, so I guess let me get the perspective. I'm 24 at the time, own apartment, own car, and all my own bills. Everything is on me. I was very independent. But no, I had my dad in my life, but not really. I didn't have a puppy or like somebody to give me love. And at the time, I did want a child because I'm like, forget a boyfriend or a husband. Even though I wanted that, I'm like, I want a child. A child's gonna love me and care for me more than probably a man would, right? And I got exactly what I was looking for, but I didn't want it in that way. And lesson learned. Life goes on,
You
but
got more than what you bargained for.
And how old were
way
you when you
more.
got pregnant?
25? No, well, I had to be 25. I had to be 25
Wow.
because I gave birth in 2016. So, well, no, I got pregnant when I was 24, gave birth after my 25th birthday. Yep.
Wow. Wow.
So the pregnancy was horrible, sickness, and come to find out, I think he was jealous of the child, even though it was his child, because he was still a child. He needed a mother. I couldn't be a mother to him while I was pregnant. Does that make sense? So his anger for, I guess, in the sense of losing who he saw as a mother, which would have been me, started to come out. So little things would bother him. So like I'll wake up in morning sickness, right? "Oh, you sick again? And you always sick." I'm like, "Can you give me this?" And it just was no love anymore. Like it was always, even when it was good, he would make it bad. He would be so mean to me. He started to break things at this point. He was breaking things, slapping bowls of cereal out my hand. I'll never forget. I'm holding the bowl. He slapped the bowl so hard, it was still a piece of the bowl in my hand. Still. We got into so many fights, physical fights. Like, I mean, full on fighting, like several times, pregnant and all. He tackled me. It was horrible. And I had to put myself to the side just to say the peace. So if I'm in the bathroom throwing up, vomiting because I'm sick of being pregnant with his child, I still would have to like, "Okay, huh? What'd you say? My bad. I was throwing." So he said, "Okay," and then y'all had to flip it and not him concerned about how I'm feeling or anything. It was all about him. And he would also get mad because he'll be like, "Well, you see, I'm upset. Why you're supposed to come and give me affection, hug me?" I'm like, "Well, I did, but you pushed me away, and I'm a female. Granted, I will fight. I will defend myself. Like, if you hit me, I will hit you back. But I understand you're upset. You're in your emotions, but you pushed me, so I'm not gonna push you
Yeah.
back and no, come here and hug me.
Right. I'm not warm. I'm not in my warm, affectionate.
Yeah,
I'm mad,
I'm gonna
sir.
back up. Yeah, I'm just gonna back up, and
And
just
give you
talk to
some
you from a
space.
distance. But no, he wanted me to, no, are you okay? Just coddle him. You just push me. Like, do you want the love or no? I'm trying to give it to you, but you're pushing me.
So, Rick, when you hear this, you and your ex-wife had a similar toxic, y'all had some toxic exchanges as well. I don't know if you kind of was having some flashbacks. Tell us a little bit, tell the audience a little bit about how when y'all's relationship went left, how that was and how the friction, the tension, the fusses and fights and all of that escalated.
Uh, Man, where do I start? Uh, I mean, it could be something simple, something as simple as the dishes not being done. That can go on for a whole day. Or say she wanted to go out somewhere, or she felt like she wasn't getting the type of attention that she wanted. When I say that, I'm saying like she was a very envious person. So when she saw other people have other things that she wanted that we could have worked towards, it made her mad. When I say something like dishes being in the sink, you could wash dishes early in the morning and have a small little sink of dishes by the evening, afternoon, especially if you got kids.
Yeah.
I remember cleaning up the house, cooking dinner, all of that stuff. Never once did I get thank you, warm, hug, kiss, anything. But I was told that I'm lazy, I'm no good, I didn't do anything. So I have a best friend. His name is, we'll call him Stuart. And Stuart has been married for the last 24 years, his wife. And my wife looked at their relationship from the outside looking in. Stuart been working at UPS for 20 years. He's got his pension locked in. He's at his max on what he can make. And he makes really good money. He lives in a $250,000 house. His kids all graduated from college. He was able to put them all through college. His wife live a decent life in a neighborhood that's decent. But in order to get there, they had to start somewhere. He started in Inkster with a little house
Yeah.
that his dad told him that he should not sell. He sold the house for his wife to buy the house in Woodhaven and had it built. Even now, he says that he should have listened to his father. But he made the choice because it was for his family. So when it comes to envy and wanting what other people have, but you don't want to put the work in, you just want it given to you. I did what I could do with what I had. I didn't start learning about being a man or taking responsibility or anything like that until I met Stuart. And then I actually stepped into therapy about 27, maybe a little bit before that.
Wow.
I was done 12 years of therapy and still don't think I'm done with it. I think I need to continue with therapy
Wow.
because there's a lot more to the story than what you see on the outside. Is not what's on the outside, it's what's on the end.
Yes.
And that's, like listening to the other lady, I can't, what's her name?
Maya.
Maya,
Maya.
listening to what she was saying about the man, her baby daddy being jealous of the baby. I look at that. I made a video on Instagram, and it was talking about this particular incident that a lot of men go through if their mother never loved them. That's the first woman that loved them. And if that woman never showed him no love, he's gonna be looking for love in all the wrong places and taking that anger out on those women that he's trying to love
Wow.
because he's trying to find the love from his mother that he never got. So what she's talking about is the reason why I feel like especially black men need to go and get some counseling.
Yes.
Wow.
Because a lot of us are traumatized.
Yes.
We either grew up without mothers, we either grew up without fathers, we grew up without them both, and then we in the streets. And then we turn that anger on everything and everybody around us.
Yes.
And that's why we feel the jails. That's why we do what we do. That's why they call us animals. But until we take the responsibility and say, I got an issue, I got a problem, take responsibility and accountability.
Yes.
Because the only way it's going to change is if we do it.
Yes.
So Rick, that is just so powerful. So some of what Maya experienced in that relationship with that guy who had a background of being in foster care, parent, mama on drugs or daddy on drugs, family on drugs, all of that, you're saying, and he exhibited a lot of rage and anger, no impulse control, breaking phone, just you know, you saying a lot of that could be from him, what he didn't get from his mom, and that he didn't need to be in no relationship with nobody. He needed to be in somebody's therapy seat and program.
Yes, most definitely. Because
healing his
it's
childhood
an
trauma.
emotional, it's an emotional thing. And when men, especially men in America, we've been taught to like hide our feelings, not to let it show. Like you got to be strong, you got to be. And how much can you take when the weight of the world is on you and you ain't got nobody to talk to?
Yeah.
You ain't got no couch to go sit down on. Every time you try to go sit down on the couch, they want to charge you X amount of dollars, or you can't afford it. So if there was programs like there is for other groups where our brothers and sisters could get help instead of outbursting and destroying our communities with their anger.
That's real, Rick.
That is real.
That is real.
But I think it's a systematic thing. Unfortunately, they know that Black people are the chosen people because white, out of all the races, the creeds, I was going to say religion, but we are the most oppressed people. We are. I mean, we're the ones without our history, even though we have so much. Where is it? It's gone, or it's made into his story, which is not ours. So I agree. And I want to know, I want to look into that because it sounds like your ex-wife definitely I don't know if this is a narcissistic thing or is my ex and your ex similar, because the leprechaun, he definitely was very big on liking and loving the way somebody else's life is.
Yes.
But
Yes.
is that something, Dr. Dana, that's like,
That's right.
is
I
that
was
not,
thinking
so that's
that.
a narcissist thing?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Because I'm like, he said it, I'm like, yeah, the leprechaun was big on that. Like, he would criticize people for situations that, I mean, it wasn't their choice. Like, perfect example, this guy named Pooh. Well, Pooh, I guess, was known in his city very much so for being the guy that had the nice cars, the girls, the clothes, etc. But his father passed away and left him and his brother money. But he envied it. He hated it. Like, oh, Pooh and them don't really have money. That's from his daddy passing and stuff. Well, good job, who's mad? Because I mean, why are you mad about that? That's a blessing. How are
Yes.
you envious of that? That's not something. No, it's not something you worked for. That's his father did that. You can't be mad at that. But it was a lot of situations where he was envious about people's situations.
And Maya did tell them the audience about the time after you had the baby. This is very narcissistic characteristic of a narcissist. All of them. After you had the baby, he asked you to come up to his job. Talk about that. Just selfish, self-centered. And then Rick, we're gonna get back to you.
Okay, so like I said, another example is just he has a friend. I'm not gonna say his name, because he's a drug dealer. Nonetheless, he is actually somebody. It's not even his friend. It's somebody I introduced him to because he was looking for a certain thing. I introduced him to this guy. They're best friends now, and he talks about this person though. So I'm gonna just name him David. We'll say David. So David was in a higher, level than him, right? And the leprechaun was looking up like, oh, I want to be there, blah, blah, blah. So he helped him out, right? Well, to this day, if we talked, I'm sure he'll still say, yeah, David think he all of that, and he lame, this, and that. You talk down on him, but you're at his house.
Can't be trusted. Two-faced.
Yeah, very two-faced. It was he's like that with everybody. Even his own dad, he's like, yeah, my dad's a bitch. Why is your dad a bitch? Like, all because he's not giving you what he wants, but this man, he's a good dad to you. I mean, maybe now, maybe he could have been better then, but anywho, that is just, it just blows my mind because it's like you have no loyalty to anybody, and he's done that to me, But the story is that not too long after I had the baby, I'll say his name, Russell, another person that I introduced him to because he's looking for a job as a felon. So I called Russell, hey, my, boyfriend needs help getting a job. Got him the job. Okay, so fast forward, Russell is how do I say, I want to say a whoremonger, but he likes the company of women. Several women, I'll say that. So Russell would always talk, obviously, to the leprechaun, like, oh, yeah, I have, this girl coming up here. She's going to bring me, some Mexican food. Well, this girl going to come in like 5 more hours because they worked overnight and bring me cookies and some money. So it would be stuff like that. So the leprechaun calls me. We're on the phone, and he's like, just woe is me about Russell having his girls at their site, but they're traffic control. I'm pretty sure you shouldn't have nobody either way, and you have to go and maneuver through the cones and there's traffic. It was a lot. And I'm just telling him I'm just in a horrible mind space because he's then sucked all my light out at this point, a lot of my light. And he's just like, yeah, I want you to come, and Russell got this, and just complaining. And I'm a solution-based person. Okay, how can I fix it? You want me to come? No, well, don't worry about it. You get home with the baby. Where else should I be? But okay, yeah, you're right. Well, just this day, I was just fed up. I was just like, okay, well, I'm just coming. I'm coming. So I was like, I'm gonna leave the baby here, and I'm so mad. I'm so frustrated. He made me feel so less than when I knew that was the case. But at the time, he was working his little darkness, and so I left the baby. I left the baby at home by herself, and I left, and I got in the car, speeding to where, like, send me the address. You want me to come? Here I come. I'm screaming. I'm just in a bad space. I'm in a very, very bad space, honestly. And so he's like, I don't think he sent me the address, but I kind of knew where the vicinity was. But I stopped the car, and this is in a city where the Cowboys play. So if you know, and the police don't play. So had they seen me, I would have went to jail because I stopped my car, I parked it, but I didn't park it in a parking spot. It was in plaza, shopping plaza, and I kind of stopped where you coming in and out, to go into the street. And I'm just on the phone, like, what do you want from me? Like, what do you want me to do? Like, you just got me going crazy. Like, I do all this for you. You asked me for a new car. I got the car in my name. You wanted an iPhone. I got the iPhone. Oh, listen. Yeah. You want it, like everything that you want, I do for you. Like, what else do you want? So I'm just, again, just to tell the story, I'm just picturing myself like, did I really do that? But I did. I was in the middle of the street. I'm like on the ground, just trying to prove myself, I guess, like prove what I couldn't tell you because there's nothing I could have proved to the man to make him, I guess, satisfied with what I have done so far. So I'm like in the middle of the road, just like you want to pray, you want to see how pray, like you want me to roll in the middle of the road? Okay, here I am. I'm rolling in the middle of the road. Now what? Is this not satisfactory to you? And I'm just losing my mind. I'm just losing my mind. I was literally losing my mind. And so and it's so crazy because it was such a traumatic experience. I don't remember. Obviously, I drove home. Obviously, my baby was safe. She was sound asleep. Nothing happened. But I can't remember the ride home. I can't remember what I thought after that. I can't remember how I calmed down. That's how I know God was with me. Has always been with me, still with me.
So, Maya, just to make sure we're following. So, this relationship was so toxic and traumatic and a priority in your heart, and this guy was taking advantage of that, obviously. But you take some accountability as well. But it was had such a pull on you that this guy wanted something from you, put that guilt trip on you, and you actually left the baby at home, not thinking rationally and clearly to appease his needs, left the baby at home and was just out of it, had a moment of being out of it.
Correct. And I mean, honestly, I don't know if I left her or if I brought her. I really don't remember. I really don't remember. It's so many things I don't remember because if you know, our brains will erase stuff to protect us because it's so traumatic. But I don't remember.
Yes.
From what I recall, I did leave her home.
Yes.
I hope I did. I hope she was in the backseat of that car, but I don't recall.
Yes.
I really don't.
But
yes.
it was all just a very toxic and traumatic experience is what you're saying.
And he wanted you to come somewhere, but he wouldn't even give you the address. So basically he's setting you up for failure to say, well, you didn't. Am I understanding that correctly?
Correct. Well, and because it was kind of like, you know how you want something, but you're putting somebody out of the way.
Yeah.
You know how you're inconveniencing them. So it's kind of like, yeah, I want it, but you don't have to. But yeah, I do want it.
Yeah.
It was like that.
Selfish.
Especially in this situation, I'm at home with the baby.
Exactly.
It's late. I'm on the phone with you.
Yes.
Is that not? But again, just because Russell has it, he wants what Russell has.
Yes. Yes. Rick, did you experience moments like that where you would say that your ex-wife, you found her to be very selfish and self-centered and it didn't matter? Okay, tell us, talk to us about it as we get ready to wrap up.
Well, after our divorce, it was really prevalent after we got our divorce. My youngest daughter she was showing out school a lot. I was working for United Towing over in Detroit, where I stay at. I was working 12-hour shifts, trying to make ends meet, spend time with my kids, and trying to make the relationship between me and her work. But she would call me in the middle of picking up a car, and we'd be in the middle of arguing while I'm trying to pick up a car. And she'd be like, you need to come and get your daughter. You need to come and take care of her. There was one point that Aaliyah took off running from school and she just disappeared and nobody could find her. So I had to leave work. When I refused to stop running myself and my vehicle into the ground for her to go see my kids because she wouldn't bring them to me. I wouldn't see my kids.
Wow.
So there
She didn't
was a
want to
lot of things.
sacrifice. She didn't want to sacrifice.
No sacrifice.
Woo.
But yet give
No.
you the blame if you didn't be the father. Gotcha.
Yep.
Check that
When she was
box.
done using me, the very end, she was done using me, getting what she wanted. She act like what me and my children were talking about was crazy, and it was all about her and her life. She was gonna do what she wanted to do.
Wow. And Rick, I just so that we're clear, I really want the audience to know, because we had a conversation about this. You really loved this woman, and you tried to do everything that you thought possible to please her. That was your main, and I want you to talk and describe that to the audience. Even taking some of the money that you had and buying her a house, but it wasn't good enough because it wasn't $250,000. Talk us through how you really, really loved her.
I mean, she was there for me when I didn't have nothing. I mean, she got me when I was a kid. She showed me a lot, showed me how to be a loving man, a loving husband, how to care for a woman. So my love for her ran deeper than my love for myself. And my uncle, once, like our relationship, once it started to hit the rocks, my uncle had told me about a way where I could free my family from financial burden by getting rid of rent, and they could be owners. So I had took him up on the offer. He had showed me a house. I scraped the money together. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I did. Scraped it together. I was working part-time at UPS, and I bought a house for $1,500. And all I had to do was get the electrical, the heating, cooling, the plumbing, and the heating, cooling, electrical, and water. And the house was good. But the house needed work. It was one of those, you buy it and you kind of fix it up as you go. You just got to get it going. The plan was that we were supposed to do that, but this was around the time her 8-year period was up and my time was to come. So I didn't only just buy a house, but I was also in school too to become an electrician. The first 2 weeks of my electrical class, she pulled the rug from underneath me and told me she was talking to somebody at her job, and that what I was doing for her wasn't good enough and that she could do better.
Wow.
So 3 months later, after moving them out of a trailer where she was paying $1,500 into a house where she was paying nothing, about 3-4 months later, she moved out of the house and went back to paying rent. And I still loved her through that and gave everything that I could through that.
You expressed to her over and over that you wanted to be with her. You wanted to be with your family. Just give us a little snippet of the meltdown that you had and what she was telling her.
I begged. I begged my ex-wife not to leave me. I begged her on the way downtown on April 18th, 2018. The morning, I begged her, cried, pleaded, everything to not do it, not take my family away from me, not leave me. I know I had some issues, but we had come too far. We had almost 16 years together. She said no. She said that's what she wanted. She wanted a divorce. She wanted to be done. She wanted to be over with. So it didn't matter all the way up to the courthouse, all the way up to the elevator, sitting in front of the judge. The judge said, "Is this what you want?" She said, "I'm ready." I said, "Give her what she wants." The ink wasn't dry on the paper yet before she was downstairs changing her last name. And that's the last time you heard of Tiffany Dollar.
Wow.
That's
And
touching.
as far as I know, you know, to cut the story short or cut it at the end, as far as I know, my children are worse off than they were when they were living here. I actually have my oldest daughter staying with me now. She actually kind of ran away from her mother to get away from all of the mess that's going on. So,
And I can tell, Rick, that is heartbreaking for you. I mean, and I know it's a few years later, but how did you move on? Tell us that day. I know it was traumatic for you that day because your mama basically ripped the rug out from under you and rejected you. Your dad, we didn't get into that, but your dad, I'll share very quickly. You tried to have a relationship with him. Y'all smoked meth together when you were younger, and then when you decided that was not for you, you didn't want to do that. Tell the audience what he told you.
he told me to get the fuck out of his life and never talk to him again because I didn't want to get high. I chose to want something better in life besides getting high, and that was the only way we had a relationship.
Yes. So your dad, you lost the relationship with your dad, and then your wife refused to stay and work. How was that day, and how did you move forward?
When she told me that she was moving on or whatever, I begged her again with my kids this time, trying to get her to wake up and realize what she's giving up. And she looked at me and told me that it ain't about what we want. It's not about our kids. It's not about me. It's about her and what she wants. It's her life and she's going to live it. And I looked her in her eyes, December 14th, 2023. I said, no good is going to come from this. She said, I don't got no karma coming to me. I ain't done nothing wrong. I gave her one more chance. She sat quietly. I dropped my last tear and I walked away, and I haven't talked to her since.
Wow.
Oof, that's heavy.
Yes.
That's heavy.
My kids suffer the most.
Yeah. And that hurts you because I can tell you are a loving father. You've been with them. You helped raise them. I mean, you were their
caretaker.
Their caretaker.
I brought every last one of my children into this world with my hands.
Yeah.
So.
And right now
to be
she's
erased.
keeping 2 of them from you.
Yes. They're mad at me. They won't talk to me. So, but my oldest, I love her, and I'm just thankful and thank God that she came back into my life because they are my life.
Yeah.
And they were stripped from me wrongfully.
Wow.
Ooh. And did either of y'all, we didn't get into this, and Maya, I'll ask you as well. Did she have a relationship with God at all? Was there any conviction?
I mean, we did attend church at some point in our relationship, but we fell away because we thought the church was more about money because they were constantly asking about money. Instead of trying to help us fix our marriage and help us save our family, it was more about putting to the collection plate. So as we fell away, I started looking into more spirituality. I don't know what she started looking into, but me looking into my spirituality and looking into, if you want to call it religion, the Most High, Yahuwah, whatever you want to call it, something higher than us. I found peace in that because no matter what you put your faith in this world, it'll always let you down. That's why it says never put your faith in men.
Wow.
I don't know what she's into now. I don't know what happened to her. She's not the same person that I married. She was not the same person that I met. And that's it. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
So sorry that you had to experience that, and it sounds like
still
yes,
experiencing
and
that.
still experiencing, and that's part of why we have these conversations. Because listening to what you experienced, listening to what Miya experienced, I mean, both of y'all are well-meaning, well-intended people. You don't set out to hurt nobody. You want real, genuine love, but you found yourselves with, as Miya said it so eloquently in the beginning, unequally yoked.
Yes.
I think
was gonna
from the
come back to that
beginning
as well.
Yes.
Yes.
I think from the beginning you were unequally yoked with this, with your ex-wife. Y'all weren't on the same page. Y'all didn't have the same morals and values and
goals.
yes, and Miya, of course, the same. With you and the leprechaun. We call the leprechaun the baby daddy is the leprechaun, y'all.
But I think I think that puts a target on your back. That is, it really makes Rick. It really makes me emotional because there's so many, and I think Miya, you probably would agree with me on this. There are women that are seeking that kind of a man. Don't care what where you work, what you make. Give me a man with a good heart. That has my, intentions. That's well intended. And then Rick, I'm so grateful that you came on because it really does shed a light that, there are women who have this same type of narcissistic personality and these, these ill intentions and, self-centered foci that these are just who they are. But I think it puts a target on the back of, I think Miya, one of you said this, you have a target on your back. They seek you. I think you say weak, but I don't call it weak. I call it a good heart. I call it people that are, genuine. And
it's a light. It's a light.
Yes.
The light of maybe blinding, but not too, harming. Blinding, attracting. That's what it is.
And I just marvel. It seems like the good people get connected with the
bad.
Exactly.
It's
like, why the two lights? Why the light don't find each other? Why it's always the opposite? And sometimes it make you feel like it's just no more good people left. But to see Rick here, he seems like a genuine, decent guy. Miya here, a beautiful woman. There are good people left. That's just, I guess, I think it's encouraging. There are good women left, and there are good men left. And I think we have to hold on to hope and be patient and wait
and figure out. How patience and waiting, that is a great point. But in that waiting, I think, Rick, you made a great point that I want to point out too. And I think you might have said as well, working on yourself. Healing. We all go through things. We have a whole host of episodes about people who have gone through things. But those traumas impact the decisions we make, and we have to realize that we cannot ignore it. We cannot just overlook it and just fast forward and get into the next relationship. We cannot do that. Broken because it's not gonna bode well. We got a whole two beautiful individuals from each side of the spectrum, a male and a female, saying the same things, experiencing the same thing. So it's not, it's not gender based. It's what I was saying.
No.
And I just want to say, so I know it's hard to be by yourself. I know, everybody wants a companion and things like that, but like I said earlier, or I said it, but my favorite thing now is that God is always here to teach you a lesson. There's always lessons in life.
Yes.
And it's either you're gonna learn the hard way or the easy way. And sometimes, once you like I learned my lesson. I promise you I learned. Listen, even after him, I've learned about like people in general. Now, unfortunately, I'm very much one of those kind of I'm an extrovert. By all means, I am an extrovert, but I am introverted now. I don't.
Yes.
I'm conscious when people walking by and they trying to speak to me. I'm all like, well, I hope you're not trying to talk to me. Oh,
Yes.
sorry, hi.
Yes.
I
Guard
don't
it.
have friends. Yeah, I'm very. I mean, even with a situation with my sister's friend, who I've been knowing this girl since I was in elementary, and just it's spiritual warfare out here, and that's all it was.
Yes.
The light in me bothered the mess out this young lady. And baby, when I tell you we bumped head, and I knew it. Something told me, Maya, don't answer the phone for her. She could, if it was something nice, she would have texted. If it was something nice, she would have left a voicemail. And I look, I had to learn my lesson because here I did. I listened to everybody else. I was like, just talk to her. Answer the phone. She with a whole bunch of stupid hate. Me being me.
Chaos.
Oh, baby, now I gotta shut you down. Now I gotta.
Yes.
I gotta text you with this mouth because mine is lethal too, babe. And yeah, I had to, and I was like, you know what? She just disrupted my peace. I learned my lesson from that. But yeah, my point is that I see, especially listening to Miya ladies like, well, something's telling me to leave. I'm not sure if I should. And they're looking at like, oh, he has money, and this is okay. Well, learn the hard way. You're already going through stuff. Learn the hard way if that's what you want to do. You either want to get a punishment and not have TV, or you want your butt spanked and get put out the house. Which one do you want?
I think recognizing too that as we were just saying, but that healing piece and not rushing that process. So it's like we kind of think Maya just said we want to jump back into a relationship. The flesh does, because the flesh want a hug. The flesh want sexual intimacy. The flesh wants this. But with that, you can see, and Rick would say, when he jumped into the relationship with his girl, it became sexual, but all the other drama came. And then you can't even enjoy the intimacy because of all the chaos and the drama that comes with people who are not, one, spiritually whole, and two, people that are just emotionally broken. And so I just think that's a point of us being honest with ourselves and saying, like, you know what, I'm not good for anybody right now. You know what, I'm recognizing, being self-aware and saying I'm not good. I think Miya said this as we were interviewing him. We said, well, Miya, what you doing now? You dating? He's like, I'm trying to hold the ladies back because I'm still not well. I will revert back a little bit and I'm on the healing journey. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know how that was though, Dr. Dana. He got a little chick now.
Oh,
that was
some months ago. I ain't checked on it. We ain't checked on it.
Call your boy.
We'll do. Put it on your to-do list. It is on the to-do list.
Put it on the to-do list.
Yes. Stay tuned. We will have him back. Trust me.
Oh, you're right.
Catch up. It's time. Come on.
It's time to have
It is time.
Dr. Dana, she's going to end everything and say, once you come on this show, you are family.
Yes.
We have to check on our little brother. Like, dude, what are you doing? What is going on?
We going to see him back on here real soon.
Exactly.
Hopefully he's doing good with her though, because I just don't get. I don't know if a narcissist, like he always say, if they can love, and it's like if the girl knows that, I wonder why she's there.
Oh boy. Oh yes.
Stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned.
I'm sorry, Miya. They want to
tell on you, Miya.
She done told your big sisters on you. Yes. We come and check on you. We coming for you. But it's all in love. He knows that.
Miya knows.
He knows that.
Tell us. He say he loves us. I love
he knows that.
Definitely.
That's awesome. Well,
But
y'all are wonderful. Y'all are
I wanted
wonderful.
to answer your question. Thank you. You asked if the leprechaun was, knew God or had a relationship with him.
Yeah.
I would say he knew God for sure. He was into, well, his grandmother took him to church. But he was the type to blaspheme God,
Ooh.
out of anger or just because, just the way his life has been, in the foster care, his mother on drugs, dad always coming around for holidays, things of that nature. So I'm not going to say that he was right for doing so, but I do get it. I'm not going to say I haven't been upset with God at points in my life, but he was the type, if I'm playing music, if he's upset and the gospel music being played, oh, God is everything but God.
Oh, well, that was a demon. That was a demon
Oh
spirit.
no, it was. Yes, it was. Mir helped me to see it. He said that, like I told him what I went through with him. He said that's a malignant narcissist. Those are the worst ones you can have. And he
Oh.
explained the whole when we would be fighting and stuff. I look in his eyes. It was like my dad, because my dad did the same thing. They'll be themselves, but then when you look into their eyes, it like clicks to the demon.
Mm-hmm.
The demon, I guess, is taking over, and you can see it. Yeah, I had
Second
discernment
person
at
said that.
yeah, so you would see it, and it's so crazy to believe that I survived that because I know we didn't get into all of that, but when I tell you guns being pulled out on me, he even tried to put me out my own car, and I pregnant? I think I was pregnant at the time when he tried to do that. So yeah, it was a
Wow.
that I dealt with for sure, no doubt about it. The things he would say, the recordings I have of him, you hear the demon. I posted it before on Facebook, and people were saying like, "I hear the demon come out of him." Yes, you do. You do.
Wow. Wow. So when you look back, they always say hindsight is 2020. Rick, I'll start with you. When you look back, would you say that you was better off being by yourself than hopping into that relationship?
No,
Okay.
I think everything is a journey. Nothing is a destination. So it was meant for me and her to cross paths. It was meant for her to show me what I didn't know how to show myself. And ultimately, I had to lose that which I loved in order to gain what I needed to be as a man. So
Okay.
no, I think it was a well worth journey. I hated to see it end.
What will you
Still
do
have a
to
lot of
guard
feelings.
yourself? I know you got a lot of feelings.
Uh,
Would you take her back if she reached out to you? Yep.
um,
Yep. But I tell you right now, you said like you still weak for that woman.
Wait.
Yep. Yep. Go ahead.
no, there will have to be a lot of changes. There will have to be a lot of accountability and responsibility taken because you didn't just like break up with me or divorce me. You tried to destroy me. You wanted to see me
Yeah.
disappear.
Yeah.
You erased me out of your life, my kids' life,
Yeah.
everybody's life.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my question to you is because as we talk about narcissists, they will circle back.
They will
Mm.
So how will you guard yourself again? You notice if you saying well, everything you saying, that you tried to destroy me, you tried all of the things. How will you guard yourself if it circles back? And
when
if it
Well,
when
see,
circles
it when
when
it circles
it
back.
circles back, and or if it circles back in another vessel.
well, if it circles back, she already tried to give me her number to get me to call her, which I refused.
Okay.
I refuse to talk to her because she
Good
gotta she
job.
gotta take responsibility for all of that.
Okay. Good job.
So that's the first. But I've noticed that I was looking for her in other women, so I stepped back from relationships and looked at the type of woman that I was going after, and I had to switch that up. So I've just been kind of on a self preservation journey,
Good.
like just reconnecting with Africa and things like that. But then my daughter come back into my life like a week ago, so that kind of
Very fresh.
changes things up even more.
Yeah. Well, I will
So,
say, there's one. Go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you.
oh no, that's it.
Okay. I will say one thing that I'm picking up on, and you mentioned, I think you said 12 years of therapy. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I
Yes, ma'am.
feel like, and that's one thing I want to tell the audience. This young man has done it the right way. And how he's speaking is evidence that he has done it the right way. You have to learn yourself. You have to acknowledge your weaknesses. You have to figure all that out. And that comes with extensive therapy. And so
A lot of self-help books too.
yeah, which your therapist will recommend, you know.
Most definitely.
So I think that's very important. That's very, very, very important. And I think you're a great example of how to do it the right way. And Maya, I think you as well. You didn't say specifically about therapy, but obviously you've been talking to Mir, so that's definitely, and we think that's a great way of, just understanding. And but you also, what you mentioned is stepping away and not get like, I'm not interested right now. And this is not to say it selfishly. I'm working on me right now. I'm not interested in anything else. And I think that too is one of the ways to hopefully make sure you don't get it wrong the next time.
But I think when you in that place, and y'all might say that, but when you in that place, that's when the devil try and come at you the hardest. Oh, when you make up in your mind, I'm about to, just focus on me and Rick, for you, my family, my daughter's back with me. I'm about to just get settled. Oh, them demons are going to come out the woodworks. So you got to be careful, Maya,
Facts.
Beautiful self.
Facts.
I'm just going to focus on me. I'm going to focus on my grind. Them demons going to come out the woodwork. So you have to be very serious. You can't just go talking that, I'm about to focus and just saying words. You're going to get tried and tested. Go ahead, Maya. And we're about to wrap it up, but go ahead.
I was going to say, you got to put your armor on.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And Rick, I was going to say this, and I want to apologize for the church that offended you and your wife, ex-wife, that showed you a terrible example. God, and I'll say Christianity, is not self-seeking and self-promoting. There are some spirit-filled, non-denominational churches that are doing it, that believe in Jesus Christ, that are doing it the right way. There are some false houses out there, and false prophets and false teachers in every religion, but I'm specifically speaking Christianity. And I want to apologize that you stumbled across, and they're all across the state, the United States and beyond. So you do have to be careful where you eat at, where you feed at. But it sounds to me like you totally didn't want no more of it. And I will say to you that just because you ate of you saw bad leadership, to not turn away from God, and specifically his son, Jesus. Jesus is beautiful. He's the way, the truth, and the life. He's real. He loves you dearly. And don't be afraid to, in your own way and in your own house, to call upon the name of Jesus. He loves you dearly. You are precious.
Yes.
So I just want to tell you that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
And know we praying for you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes.
I thank you for the opportunity, and I thank you for the kind words. It has been a long journey, and it's not over yet. It's still more to come. So maybe we'll see what happens here in the future.
Yes. And as Maya said, put your armor on. Put your armor on. It is a warfare. Get in your word. I'm gonna follow up to help you with that, and we gonna help each other. Because, you know, I'm serious. And Maya,
it is.
you
She
are,
said it. She
Maya
said
it's a
spiritual
warfare.
Yeah,
It's
it
spiritual
is.
warfare.
It is.
Yes,
No,
it
it
is.
is.
It's
for
real. So thank y'all so very much. I'll give y'all 30-second last words. If anything just that's pressing that you want to leave with the audience. And if it's anything you want to share, if you have books or Facebook, Instagram, or anything you want the audience to connect with you. Maya, you first. Ladies first.
Thank you. Well, I am very appreciative for this opportunity because I definitely wish I knew more about what I went through while I was going through it. I wouldn't have went through it so long. My relationship was about 5 years. But I have a beautiful daughter. I love her to life. She's my everything. Secondly, I actually did go to therapy. I know it's kind of looked down upon by Black people specifically, but yeah, I'm grateful for therapy. Therapy definitely saved my life. It really did.
Beautiful.
She had to convince, well, she didn't have to convince me, but he convinced me that something was wrong with me, that I had postpartum depression, that I was a narcissist, that I was just really worth nothing. But shout out to Dr. Kimberly. She really, again, saved my life. She just looked at me kind of after I told her everything. She's like, girl, nothing wrong with you. And I'm like, you sure? Like, elaborate on that. Like, make me, convince me, please. Because I've been dealing with this for a few years now that somebody's been telling me something's wrong. So
Wow.
go to therapy, everybody. There's nothing wrong with it. Yes, it can get expensive, but there's cheap ways. Go to churches, just professionals, people that are really
Yes.
certified. Go to therapy. I go anytime that I need somebody to talk to, that I want a professional, unbiased opinion. I go, Dr. Kimberly, that's my girl. So, but
Shout out to
anytime.
Dr. Kimberly.
Shout out to her. I'm gonna have to send her this podcast
Yes.
out because I've told her, I gave her flowers. I was crying and everything because
Yes.
she truly
Beautiful.
saved my life. She truly saved my life.
Beautiful.
But the way to reach me are on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. My name is all the same on all platforms. Oh, and YouTube. I got a YouTube channel too. I forgot. But it's Maya, Miya, Jean, like the jeans you wear, Jean, and Leroy, Laroii. So Maya Jean.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Maya. It was a pleasure having you.
Yes.
And Rick, give it to us. Close us out.
Well, you can look me up on Instagram at Thekings.corner. I've been putting out some videos. I'm trying to make some more content for my brothers out there. If any guys out there that are going through this and they want to reach out, maybe ask some questions or maybe try to just link up and just talk through some things, you can reach me at rdoliver and rdoliver1986 at gmail.com. That's RDOLLIVER 1986 at gmail.com. You can reach me. We can talk about some things. We can put some stuff together. But most importantly, I want to tell my brothers that it's all right to hurt, to not give up on yourself, to love yourself. Because if you can't love yourself, you can't love no one else.
That's right.
That's beautiful.
And thank you
Rick is
for
a living,
having me.
Yes.
You're so welcome. Thank you. Rick is a living testimony that you can go through life. I mean, he went through the trenches. He was born to a mama who y'all heard the story. And he still has a loving heart. He still has a kind heart. And so it doesn't have to be that you go through foster care, you go through abuse and abandonment, and you turn mean and evil spirited, as what Maya experienced.
Yeah.
Maya's baby's father put her through hell and had a traumatic upbringing, but he turned the other way. Rick had a traumatic upbringing, but he continues to want to help people. He continues to want to love. He continues to want to be healed and whole and do good. So we can't all use, and everybody is different, but we can't say, well, I'm like this, I'm evil, mean, narcissist because I went through all of these things. You can be different. You can break curses. And so with that, thank you all again. You have been tuned in to another episode of Love, Luster, Lies. Y'all got to share this one. You got to share this one. I know you grabbed your tissues a time or two throughout this because my heart got full. You got to pass this on. Share the word. We got to stay woke and not fall prey to women or men that are looking to bring us destruction. Bye, y'all.